Hey y'all, hang on, let me get everything set up here. All right, that was a little clumsy, but give some folks a chance to get in here. Got my device sitting the other way than I'm used to. Y'all gonna see me looking over here. I've got my computer down here. Maybe I need to move that. Hang on. See if I can do this without destroying the house. Got so little room. There we go. That'll work. All right. A little rocky start, but we'll get through this. Everybody hear me okay? I've got an air conditioner going in the background. If that's too distracting, I will turn it off, but I will be sweating really badly if I do, but I sure don't mind to do it if that'll make things better for y'all. So y'all let me know. Let's see. Sounds good? Okay, good. Then I won't turn that off because that's the only thing between me and a heat stroke at this point. So. Alrighty. Let's see here. So, before we get started, if you like this sort of thing, and if this is something that y'all like me to do on a regular basis, let me know in the comments. That's pretty important. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out, and then you can get notifications. If you subscribe and then hit the little ring the bell button, then you'll get a notification when I post stuff out here. And I'm not posting tons of stuff. I post a little bit in my community page, and then I post, the occasional video. I'm not out here a lot. So if you like it, please subscribe. Just some kind of random numbers. About 40% of y'all that are watching this are subscribed. Or 60% of you that are not. I could literally double my subscriptions if the 60% of y'all that hadn't hit that red subscribe button would do that. So enough of that. Let's see if there's any questions here. Oh, by the way, I've got merch. I have for a while. It says, "Hey y'all, Jim Pankey here." So you can find my shirt. On my channel, I think there is a store tab. You can click there and get it, or you can go to, well, that's the easiest place. You can go to teespring.com/wildjimbo. I think that'll do it as well, but I'll put a link. But hey, if you want a shirt, appreciate it. Lance, no, I'm probably not ever going to do Skype lessons. I just, I don't know. I've tried them in the past, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing here. So, alrighty. Well, so, doing my time. And I picked this one because, well, it's a classic. And this song, it was a project song of mine as a beginning banjo player back in the previous century, because it encompassed so much, mostly backup. There's so many cool backup licks in this thing that's totally worth studying, but we're not going to do that today. What I want to do is I want to take some ideas that you know, some licks that if you've been through the beginner series, and show you how to take just some simple tools and turn it into a banjo break. It doesn't have to be Doing My Time. It can be Will the Circle Be Unbroken. It can be any song, and you can take things and build a tune. I promise you. Let me see. Oh, gamer, yeah. I'll definitely leave this out here. So let's see, Jim. You had a show or something you were doing last month. Just wondering how that went. Yeah, I did. I did a couple of things, a couple of shows from right here in the living room, pretty much. Hadn't done any live gigs since March. So let's talk about things that you know. So if you've followed through my beginner series, let's just talk about this. What is something that you know? What's the first thing that I teach you? So I'll give you a chance to answer that, because there's things that I teach. So what? Yeah, Rick, it's a trick to type with picks on, and you see I've taken mine off just to even work a marker. But what's one of the very first things that I teach y'all? If you've been through my Cripple Creek slide, who said that? Greg. Yes. So Cripple Creek slide. So let me write that up here. Now this Cripple Creek slide, and when I call it that, I don't just necessarily mean that 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 slide. I mean the whole thing. You know, it's the alternating roll with the slide. That's the Cripple Creek thing. This thing right here, if you know this and you can identify this, then boy, that's a huge step. I'm going to do, you know, I try to monetize these videos, but I'm totally going to screw that up today. Hang on, let me get my remote. And I hope y'all can hear this, and I'm going to play a little bit of Flatt and Scruggs for you.
A tune entitled Doing My Time.
All right, could y'all hear that okay? Was that okay? All right. So with that in mind, what was short, without the little lead in that Earl did, what was the primary thing that Earl played for his break on this song? Any takers? Just waiting on an answer. I don't have any prizes for answers, by the way. Yeah, it's a Cripple Creek slide. I'm hoping that's the answer to what you heard Earl do. So when you hear Earl play this thing, and they're capoed up, I'm not, but what you hear him do, the primary lick that you hear Earl playing on this thing is that you're hearing that lick. Let's say you went to a jam and you've been through my lessons, you know this lick. Hang on. You know this lick. You know this Cripple Creek slide with the alternating roll. If you just did that, you're at a jam session, the tune comes around to you, and they look at you, and they say to you, Carol, I need you to, it's your turn to take a break. You're next. What are you going to do? And you think, I've never played this song before. What should I do? You could, so the song goes, if we sing it on this old rock pile with a ball and chain, they call me by a number, not a name. All right, so you could play just the alternating roll when it came to your break. On this old rock pile with a ball and chain, they call me by a number, not a name. Oh, gotta do my, and that's going to change. But your break could literally be nothing but that, over and over. That creates a break. Is it what Earl played? No. Is it what I would play? I don't know, I might. I just did. But it's something that you could play that's going to get you through the break. So let's say we've identified that Earl does. We know he does that. And so the melody goes, on this. See how that follows the melody? On this, on. That's what we're doing. On this, so you could do that. So let's say I'm going to abbreviate. So here's you some notes. I'm not going to write you any tab. You know me and tab. So it's a Cripple Creek slide. All right, that's supposed to be an L. I don't know what that is. So it's a Cripple Creek slide. So you're going to do a Cripple Creek slide, one of those. And that's our on this. What could we do next? Any guesses? What other lick do you know? You know that. So we could play it with an open if you wanted to. So you go on this old rock pile. Somebody said, and with a hammer, we know some hammers. So I'm gonna make a little box over here so we know, like the hammer that we use in Cripple Creek. Uh-oh. There we go. That kind of looks like the word hammer. And I just dropped my remote. Hang on. You ever notice when you drop a remote, they fly apart? I don't need that again. So that, we could do that. The other thing that we could do here, we could do the little reverse thing. Now I'm doing a reverse slide there. Earl doesn't do that. Hardly anybody does that. They do a 3-2 pull off. So that's 3, 2, 3, 1. And interestingly enough, that's a 3-2 pull off on that 3. 2 is open, 3 is open. And there is a video, I've got a video out there that shows you how to do the 3-2 pull off. So we could do the Cripple Creek slide. And then we could do our 3-2 pull off. And I'm just going to go 3, 2, 3, go. Just to give you, and we're just going to do that within kind of a roll. So that's those two pieces. These two things, Cripple Creek slide and this 3-2 pull off. And I said I wasn't going to tap, but I'm going to give you a little bite of tap. So little bite of tab. Get another color. I like colors. So the little lick I'm doing. So 3 to 2. That's pull off. That lick right there. Clear as mud. Now, so if we do this and this together. So you got Cripple Creek slide. And then the 3 to 2 pull off lick. The one I just tabbed. Now what you've got, so Cripple Creek, 3 to 2, let's do the Cripple Creek again. So I'm just going to put the CC slide, all right? So Cripple Creek slide, 3 to 2 pull off, Cripple Creek slide. Let's not destroy my work. There we go. So you got Cripple Creek slide, pull off, slide. So let's back up to something that we can do before that. All I want you to do there is just, you're going to hit a open 4 and an open 3. They're just quarter notes. You go 4, 3 with your thumb. So it sounds like, here, let me scooch that down. So 4, 3. So 4, 3, slide, pull off, slide, 4, 3, slide, pull off, slide, 4, 3, slide, pull off, slide, pull off. Now we kind of wanted to do something different, but that gets us through a good chunk of the break with licks you know. Pretty much, this is exactly what Earl plays on the 1958 recording of this. This much. Now he does some other licks that I'm probably not going to try to show you today, but this gives you now we need to end it. But if we were singing it on this old rock pond with a ball and chain, they call me by. So we could do, what could we do? Let's take the tools we know. We don't know, let's pretend like all we know is on this piece of paper here. Now we can create a break. So we're going to go Cripple Creek slide, pull off, Cripple Creek slide, 4, 3, Cripple Creek slide, pull off, Cripple Creek slide, 4, 3, 2 Cripple Creek slides, 2 pull offs. That's not great, but let's alter that a little bit, but you don't have to. This is the thing. I get requests from y'all on a super regular basis asking me to teach songs that I know that if you sat for just a little bit and listened to that song, listen to the way the banjo player played it, you'd be able to take the tools that you've got to build that song. Now, it may not be exactly like what you heard on the recording, but it would be just good enough to be totally passable in a jam session or on stage or wherever. I mean, this is what I do. This is how I go about creating a banjo break. I don't memorize what Earl played or what Don Reno played or J.D. Crowe or any of these guys. I don't think, I mean, and if I did, I don't think I would ever step out on stage or in a video and try to play exactly what any of those guys play, because that's their voice, that's how they play. I want to come up with my own way. So let's get a lick for the end of that. So we got Cripple Creek slide, pull off, Cripple Creek slide, 4-3, Cripple Creek slide, pull off, Cripple Creek slide, 4-3, slide, slide, Cripple Creek, or the pull off, and then we're going to do 2 pull offs in a row. So 3, 2, 3, 1. So let me. So I'm gonna flip paper here. Hold on. So let's look at what we can do. Let me read what y'all are writing. Make sure. All right. Okay. Just let me dive into this, and I'll answer some of the little more random questions. So, what did we say we could do for this break? So we got our 4-3. That's the 4th string, 3rd string, just quarter notes. 4-3, just thumb, thumb. And then we got our Cripple Creek slide. So, and then our 3-2 pull off lick, slide, pull off. Notice that I picked these on my belly. I practice my banjo, not nearly enough, but I will actually sit and play these notes with my fingers in my hand, even without a banjo. Okay, so Cripple Creek slide, pull off, Cripple Creek slide. And then 4-3 again. So slide, pull off, slide, 4-3, Cripple Creek slide, 3, 2, pull off, slide, pull off, slide, 4-3, slide, pull off, slide, and then 4-3 again. I'm making sure we all still fit here. Here we go. There we go. And then we've got 2 Cripple Creek slides. Slide, Cripple Creek slide, Cripple Creek slide, 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 and then we got our pull off. And then we got our, what are we going to call it? We got to call it something. It's just going to be the pull off lick, or the double pull off lick. So 3, 2, 3, 1. So we're just going to call it the, we're going to give it a name. We're going to call it a double pull off lick. And then a tag. Uh-oh. Yeah, so that's all pretty much on there as best we can get. Good enough. Yeah, and the double pull-off lick is 3, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, I think. Yeah, thanks, Houston. Yeah, so this pull-off lick is right here. 3, 2, 3, 1. So there's the tab for that. And then the little double pull-off lick, let me tab that out real quick. It looks a lot like this regular pull-off lick. It looks like that. So it's just, you could do both. You could do one, you could do the other. Earl does something similar to this. He doesn't do this exactly, but if you go and listen to some of the live shows that Flatt and Scruggs where they play this, like the one I played, he does it different just about every dadgum time. So lots of cool licks to steal if you're listening to the live ones. All right, let me get my banjo back. And let's play through this break. I'm going to back the camera up just a smidge where we can get it all. There we go. It's all on there now. All righty. Okay, so we've got 4-3, Cripple Creek slide, 3-2 pull-off lick. Then we've got Cripple Creek slide, 4-3, and then we got another Cripple Creek slide, 3-2 pull-off, Cripple Creek slide, 4-3, and then we got 2 Cripple Creek slides. Pull-off lick, uh-oh, there it is, and then our double pull-off lick, and then a tag. And the tag is one that we've done in a bunch of different videos, but we'll tab it out. So let's put our licks on this page that we're referring to, and I'll even put the tag out here. So y'all bear with me while I draw. We got 2. I'm gonna put 3 licks up here. Then we'll put some happy little trees. Put a little rock out here in the water. That's where he lives. These lines, they live on this page, and they're just waiting for some music to be put on there. Okay. So we had this is going to be our 3-2 pull-off lick. So that's 3-2. Looks like that. 3-2, 3-1. Then we got we're going to call this a double pull-off lick. And it's basically this again, but we're adding another pull-off. This is a pull-off, pull-off. Instead of pull-off, open, pull-off, pull-off. And then we need a tag. And so the tag, we're going to do this. Hit your thumb on the 3rd. And then a 5th string. These are quarter notes. You indicate those. Thumb. And then it's just a 1, 2, 3, 1 with a pull off. It's a 1, 2, 3, 1. And that's a pull off there. And that's our tag. And so we're going to put tag. Those are the 3 extra licks that we need to add to our Cripple Creek lick that you know to be able to play this song. And now we've got a break to doing my time. Get my banjo again. Leave that up there. Let's see, maybe if I stand up, just move out of the way. I'll try to stay out of your way. So it starts with 4/3. So maybe can I point at the same time? Nah. Just follow along. But I don't have much technology here. Y'all know that. Say 4/3. Slide, pull off, slide, 4/3, slide, pull off, slide, 4/3, slide, slide, pull off, double, tag. That gives you a functional working break to doing my time. Now, it's not exactly what Earl played. If you want to know exactly what Earl played, Banjo Newsletter is your friend. You can check them out, find them, and you can find out exactly what Earl played. I haven't looked through this, but it's in the Banjo Newsletter. It was what's the year? I don't remember what. September of 1980 of the Banjo Newsletter. If you're looking for the tab, and you can order those from banjonews.com if you want. And they're not a sponsor. I think you need to be looking at Banjo Newsletter occasionally. All right, so let's look at some questions that you've asked. So, okay, so we start at 5 o'clock. It's 5:32. This is about the way a live lesson would go if you came to me in person. The biggest difference, I reach out, move your fingers, and get you to try these things. So let me look at some questions. I'm just going to scroll up to the very top. I'm going to go through these quickly as I can, and they're kind of small on my screen here. Hold on, let me pull it over here where I can see what I'm doing. Everybody tell James McMahon happy birthday. He'll be 14 tomorrow. Old Time Road. This is a lesson on doing my time. Let's see. Hey, Severin, glad you're here. Hello. Let's see. Rick, glad you were able to ditch work and be here. Mad Maniac Gamer, put your picks on. The only way you're going to learn to pick with your picks is to put your picks on. If you keep practicing without your picks, it's going to be harder to learn to pick with picks. Put your picks on. Trust me on that one. It's a big deal. If you want to sound like a bluegrass picker, if you want to sound like JD or Sonny or Little Roy Lewis or Raymond Fairchild or Don Reno or Earl Scruggs or any of these guys, any of these banjo heroes, bluegrass banjo heroes, they are all wearing finger picks. You need to wear your picks. Have I tried out any mutes? Yes, I have, and I just don't use them. The first mute I ever used, I stole out of my mother's laundry basket. It was a couple of clothespins, and I just clipped them. On my banjo bridge. That's was the mute that I used. Do I have a couple of clothespins handy? I don't see any, but I can hang on. I'll show you that. 1 second. Where's my clothespins? Hold on. Can you get me a couple of clothespins? line back. Sorry about that. But about mutes. So I've got a little brass mute like this that somebody gave me years ago, and it just mounts on the banjo bridge, and it really does muffle the sound a good deal. It's a little fiddly for me to put on, but once it's on, it's pretty good. Look, never mind. If they could only see my, if y'all could only see my little workbench here, I've got 4 clothespins on this workbench that for whatever reason I couldn't see. So anyway, my wife was kind enough to bring me more clothespins. But the mute sounds like. That's what that mute sounds like. The clothespin mute, those work pretty well. You just clip them on your bridge. Hang on, I'll show you what I've done. I just clip them on there. Uh-oh. I just clip them on the bridge a lot like that. And that works too. So that's another way of doing that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Pamela, straight back chair. Well, I had to stand up today, and I knew I'd be writing, so I'm on a stool today, trying to sit up straight. Craig Baird mentions that the Cripple Creek slide comes up a lot. Man, it does. It's everywhere. It's like the number one tool that you're going to use in everything. That thing comes up everywhere. Do I have any cats for sale? I have a couple I give you. Just come get them. Do I prefer 3-finger or claw hammer? Yes, I do. I prefer them both. I really like both. Severin, Shucking the Corn. Yeah, it's the same song as Shucking the Corn. I'm glad somebody noticed. It's the same thing. Good. So if you can play Doing My Time, you can play Shucking the Corn. Let's see. Oh yeah, Robert asked about my Amazon links. Yeah, if y'all buy from those links, or if you go to one of those links before you buy something else at Amazon, I get pennies for that. So it's kind of helpful. Okay, let's make sure here. What's the difference to play in 4/4 and 16/4? I have no idea. That's a question for somebody that knows music. I just picked, y'all. I really don't know much about music theory and how things are laid out and whether it's 4/4, 2/4, cut time. I mean, to me, I think in terms of even time, you know, things that you can count 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think in 3/4 time, you know, waltz time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much it. I don't really get much further than that. Let's see. Address timing Cripple Creek slide sounds different than yours. Well, so Cripple Creek, when I do my Cripple Creek slide, don't slide immediately. Hit the note first, then slide. Hit it first, then slide. When I do it slowly, I'm really not starting that slide till right before I hit that second string. But here, let me give you some good advice here. Don't obsess over that. Don't stress, oh, but it doesn't sound like Earl did it, or it doesn't. If you're playing mostly the right notes and you're playing mostly in time and it's mostly okay, it's okay. Don't get hung up and hamstring yourself early on in the game obsessing about the intricacies of exactly where every little slide, pull off, hammer, and all goes. Just get them in there. Get them in there the best dang way you can. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. I promise you. It'll all work out and you'll create your own voice. I dare say that very many of you, when you speak, do you stop and think about exactly where you split syllables in your words? You just say them. And that's what and when you learn the word, you don't go, now say that to me again and let me see where that diphthong goes. Who cares? Just say the word. And here on that Cripple Creek slide, just play the lick. Whatever, it's gonna be okay. I totally promise you. Let's see. Mark K says, both of your hands, while relaxed, are somewhat compact and not a lot of wasted movement. Yeah, you don't want to be flailing around. You know, you want to keep them... keep everything small. Keep it all compact. Keep it all economical. If you got to move... Look, if you move far away from a target, it's harder to hit. I remember taking archery in college, and you know, we start out and eventually you move pretty far from the targets, and the further away it was a little harder to hit. Imagine that. Same thing with a banjo. If your fingers are coming way out here away from the picks, that's a long way to drive in and hit that right string. But if you're down there next to them really close, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for you. So yeah, keep your hands kind of small. Let's see. Yeah, somebody mentioned the Ernie Ball Picky Picks. That's what I use. This is kind of a do as I say, not as I do kind of deal. I mean, if you like other picks, Dunlops, Nationals, whatever, that's cool. These just work for me. Can you show 3 different licks alternative to the double pull-off lick? Yes, I can, Severin. So that pull-off lick, so we're down here. So what we could do there, so this 3-2 pull off and a double pull off lick, those fill an entire measure. So that would fill an entire measure. This is a half measure, this is a half measure. So that fills a whole measure. And so any G lick will go into that. So down here at the bottom with the 3-2 pull off and the double tag lick, so I'm going to take you all the way through. Just repetition's a big deal. Slide, pull off, slide, 4, 3, slide, pull off, slide, 4, 3, slide, slide. Now, let's replace that. We could do a 302 lick. We could do a 302 lick there. That works. So instead of these two, let me put a box around them. So that is a G lick. So any G lick that you know that's a measure long will fit in that box. I kid you not. Pretty much any G lick that you want to go right there can go there. So 302 lick for sure. And I know that I teach that in a couple of my videos, but that 302 lick, I'll just play it for you. It's a forward and reverse roll. That lick, okay? And that lick you can do. And I did a video where I gave you 3 different licks that you can do around this 302 lick. In that, I'll try to link it in the description here so you can see it. But it's a super handy lick. So we could do a 302 lick. So from here, this 4-3 right here. So let's see. Slide, slide, 302. Tag. So from the top. We can put the 302 lick there. Any of those. And there's a ton of different G licks. Any kind of little G licks. A more advanced one for you, Severin. So 302. So you'll have to slow this down because I don't know if. All right, so 302. 5, 3, 4, 1, 5, pull off. That's just for you. Slow it down. You can figure it out. Y'all do know that you can slow these things down, right? Okay. Let's see. Vincent's learning Pretty Polly. Just keep at it, man. That's not one I really play a whole lot. Let's see. All right, Roy, is that a question? Or Roy Miller says, I have a question. I can only get 3 chords on my banjo. Well, learn some more chords. You can do it. I promise you. And there's definitely more than 3. Let's see. Chord progression to the rest of the tune. So yeah, let's sing the tune and let's find the chords. All right. On this old rock pile, obviously that's G, with a ball and chain. They call me by D7 chord, not a name, Lord. Gotta do my time, C chord. Gotta do my time with an aching D7 chord and the worrying G chord. It's 3 chords. So here's something that I hope all of you will do, and put on the Flatt and Scruggs recording. Figure out where they are capoed. So let's do that. Let me get my remote here again. And let's figure out what key Flatt and Scruggs are in.
Little tune entitled Doing My Time.
They're in B flat. In 1953, they may have been in A, tuned up a half step, but they're in B flat. How did I know that? Well, I kind of knew that simply by, hey Severin, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Just by listening and just by trying, I knew what I was playing wasn't the right key, and so I started moving around until I found what was right. recording on. Figure out what key they're in. Then, once it's on, sit with your banjo. Do not go out and look for chord changes on the internet, because I'll tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get the wrong ones. You're going to have somebody that just half done it, and they might not even be right. But the way you're going to figure it out is you're going to listen to the song and listen, and then try the different chords. It's in the key of, well, we're thinking key of G, but they've capoed up, and then we're just going to play the chords that happen for us there. On this old rock pile with a ball and chain, they call me by a number, not a name. Gotta do my time, gotta do my time, with an aching heart and a worried mind. So hunt the chords. So in key of G, you know it's going to be G, C, and D, or D7. Try them. Chances are, if you hear a change, try G. It's in the key of G, or in this case, G up 3, Capo, B flat. But you're going to hear the chord. It's going to be one or the other. If you're in G, it's going to be either a C or a D. Try one. Well, Jim, what if I get it wrong? Well, you got it wrong. Next time you'll get it right, because it's a flip of the coin. It's one or the other. So, all right, let's see here. Andres, play Big Country by Bela Fleck. No, this isn't that. We're learning doing my time, dude. Let's see. Houston talks about swinging the notes. Yeah, you can swing your notes in that slide part. Bill Keith used the example of saying the word Chattanooga. No one says Chattanooga. They say Chattanooga. And you can play your role in that manner. Chattanooga, 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 Chattanooga. You can, if you play it with kind of that rhythm, it gives you a little bit of swing, a little bounce, whatever you want to call it. Logan, no, this is doing my time lesson. Let's see. Gnome says my second string C is always very flat, even when the string is in perfect tune. And who said that the bridge might be in the wrong place? Astro is totally correct. The bridge may be in the wrong place. Take a yardstick or measuring tape and measure from the nut, the inside of this nut, all the way to the 12th fret. Take that measurement, write it down. Now measure from the 12th fret and put that bridge exactly that same distance. It won't be exactly right, but it'll be exactly close enough. Jeff, can I vamp or use arpeggio to those chords? Yeah, let me get back into G. But I just wanted to show you all they were in B flat on that 1953. Thank you, Ashley. This is good banjo. This is a Recording King. It's one of the USA built. It's an M5. I've had it for several years now, man. It's a killer banjo. So here we go. Just gonna play the chords to the whole song. On this old rock pile with a ball and chain, they call me by a number, not a name, Lord. Gotta do my time, gotta do my time. With an aching heart and a worried mind. So that's just playing the chord changes, and that way you can figure out where they go. All right, folks. So you got doing my time. I hope this was something that y'all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate y'all coming out for a live lesson. Did I tune the 5th string to F? No, when I put it in B flat, I tuned it up to a I tuned the 5th string up to a B flat. Let's see, making sure I hadn't missed anybody. Man, I do appreciate y'all sitting through this and give y'all a good lesson, something to try. And Matt, it'll be okay, dude. It'll be out here as soon as YouTube processes it. It'll be out there for the world to see, and everybody gets to see me screw up those first couple of breaks to doing my time. Anyway, let's see. Stan the Mando. Well, it just depends. It just depends. This was fun. All right. Houston, thanks, man. All right. Any last words? Anything y'all just gotta know? Anything you just gotta know? I've allocated myself 3 more minutes here. I said I'd do this. I told myself about an hour. About an hour. So you got 3 minutes. You get a 3-minute warning, and I'm gonna be poof. I'm gonna be gone. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Hey, Dave, thanks for showing up from Australia. Those of y'all that's come in here from other countries, man, that's so awesome. Please explain what a break is. Yeah, Daryl. So the break is, so they're singing on this old rock pile with a ball and chain. They call me by number, not a name. And then the instrument will play it. That's the break. That's an instrumental break. It's where the instrument's going to play it. So, all right. Speaking of banjo meets, the thing that I discovered real recently, it was just for my own benefit. So I can put in I got the AirPod Pros, and they have the noise canceling stuff. Put those in and play your banjo. Doesn't mute it for everybody else, but it mutes it for me. It was kind of fun. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, son. I'm running out of licks. Yep, definitely. All right, y'all. Winged it, but so many licks that you already know will fit into this song. So go work on it, have a good time with it, and we'll see y'all next time. All right, bye y'all. Thanks for watching. Figure out how to get out of here. Well, I'm trying.